Hey Aries, welcome to your love and romance reading for October 2022. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You might see this video after October. That's just fine. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to hear the messages. Keep in mind, this is a general reading for the collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. So without further ado, we're going to see what's coming up here for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's get right on into it. Move you all just a little bit closer. First card coming up here for Aries is the Eight of Pentacles. All right. So Aries, it's really interesting what I got when I turned this card around and I put it up. I heard stop and smell the roses. Now, Eight of Pentacles is a card that comes up when, like, a spirit is trying to let us know we don't need to rush right now. Right now is a good time for working out the details, paying attention to the details, getting things just right, getting things just perfect. So I feel here that Aries, you're just in the feeling of, even within an existing relationship, you're like, look, I'm not trying to rush this. Like, we can work it out, we can figure it out, but in the meantime, I don't want to stop and smell the roses. Sometimes I say with the Eight of Pentacles, don't forget to take breaks. Now, I'm not telling you to take a break from your relationship, but you just might be in the mindset where you're like, I don't need everything to be so heavy all the time. I don't need to constantly be like talking about this and worrying about this. And, you know, we had our conversation. We'll take our time figuring it out. I'm going to live my life in the meantime. I'm going to, you know, do things that I enjoy in the meantime. Like, you just have this sense of like, I'm not going to rush this. I'm not going to force this. I'm not going to push this. I'll work on it. I'll make an effort. I'll roll up my sleeves, right? And I'll give it some commitment and some work, but I'm not in a hurry. That's what I feel here as I look at this Eight of Pentacles. Maybe some of you are dealing with a person who's in this energy, and you might be feeling confused. Like, well, they seem like they're committed and they seem like they're taking it seriously. They are, but they just might not be in a rush for the next thing, whatever that might be, whatever that might look like, depending on where your current relationship is. Some of you who are single, I feel like you've really been working on yourself, because you're like, my next relationship needs to be it. Like, it needs, I'm not here to go to the buffet. I'm not here to, you know, date somebody and have it go nowhere. Like, it needs to be healthy. It needs to be right. And so some of you have been taking time and working on yourselves. But I feel a very interesting vibe here. I feel some of you feel like you're currently in a relationship with a person that you feel like this person's finally doing their work. You're not rushing it. You're giving it time for them to prove themselves. You're not in a hurry. And you're like, yeah, you know, I already have somebody who's mirroring that. I'm doing my work. They're doing their work. But I feel like someone else is coming in. Someone else is coming in and who's doing their work. And this other person, for some of you, I feel like it could be like your ancestors or your guides trying to play matchmaker and tell you, leave this other person alone. And here's someone who's doing their work, but this person is farther ahead. This person would give you a healthier relationship, or this person would be more loving, or give you the things that you're trying to manifest right now in terms of connection and relationship. I feel like some of you are in a situation right now in your love life where you're telling yourself, or you're thinking like, you know, I'll work on the relationship, I'll work on myself. Physical intimacy isn't everything. So like, you're telling yourself that you're ready to kind of like sacrifice that passion or sacrifice that physical connection, because you're saying, oh, well, that's not what's important. And it's true, that's not what's important, but you don't have to sacrifice passion for a healthy relationship. You can have both. And I feel for some of you who are in this thing where you're trying to work things out with this other person, and like, okay, they're finally doing their work, I feel like someone else is coming in, and there's things about this person that you can really relate to, and you guys are both doing your work, and you like that they're doing their work, but there may be more passion here with this new person. And I feel like it's kind of like, you know, your guides or your ancestors letting you know, right? Like, there's something that's better for you available for you. I'm not going to say this other person is better than whoever you're dealing with. I'm not putting anyone down, but better for you, right? Like more suited for you or more aligned with what you want. So just something to think about. I know some of you are like, I don't want to hear that, but I can only be honest in what I'm feeling in the energy. The next card that's coming up here for Aries. You can't make it up. You have choices, honey. You have options. You have choices, you have options. And you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to make a choice. And for some of you, this is going to be difficult. This is going to be hard because you're like, well, this person's doing their work. Yeah, and that's wonderful. That's great that they're doing their work, but they need to do their work regardless. They need to do their work regardless of whether or not you're going to be in a relationship with them. And it's like saying, well, this person showers. Well, yeah, they need to shower. It's not contingent on whether or not you guys are going to be together. That's a given. That's a basic, basic thing that needs to be done. So you're going to have to make a choice, Aries. You're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose. I also feel here, like those of you who are taking your time, you're getting better at communicating and like pinpointing the conversation or the communication or like the agreements. You're realizing where in the past there's been a lot of miscommunication in your relationships. Like somebody says, oh, I just want to take it slow. And one person thinks that means, we're monogamous, we're a couple, we're dating, and we're just, not rushing into like, announcing the relationship or moving in together or anything like that. And the other person might think we're just taking it slow means, oh, we're just talking, like we're just friends, maybe friends with benefits, but I'm still talking to other people, I'm still getting to know other people, I'm still single, right? But you don't know that because you both just said, oh, we'll go slow. Oh, okay. But you didn't check in with each other of what does that mean to you? And I feel, Aries, like a lot of you are realizing this has been an issue. And so now you're getting better at that when you're communicating with your person or when you're meeting people or talking to people or going on dates or talking to people to see if you want to go on a date. You're getting really good at asking questions. To define or to clarify. Oh yeah, totally. I'm looking to go slow too. What does that mean to you? Right? Now be careful, Aries, because sometimes we might say, oh yeah, I want to go slow too. For me, going slow means da 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 da. What does going slow mean for you? And this person just wants you to go out with them. So they'll say, oh yeah, me too, totally. But they don't mean it. So let them answer first. Let them answer first before you give your definitions. I'm just letting you know some people out there are really slick and they just like to say, yeah, me too, yeah, me too. And then we're like, oh my gosh, we're so alike, twinsies. And then we don't understand why all of a sudden they changed. They were just faking it. They were just saying what they needed to say to make us think that, we were really compatible or we had a lot in common. So let them talk first. The next card coming up here for Aries is the Eight of Wands. So communication and passion. I'm getting chills. Ooh, I'm feeling the energy of the cards before I even look at the cards. Ooh, passion. Eight of Wands, passion. You don't have to sacrifice passion for a healthy relationship. Communication will also help strengthen that. Being able to communicate these things going in or moving forward. I feel ultimately some of you are dealing with a person that just doesn't have any fire in their heart. And that can be difficult for a fire sign person, especially in Aries. You're like, this person's doing their work, but they don't have any fire in their heart. And that's something that, they gotta open up to. They have to do that. But you might think back and say, I don't think this person has ever had fire in their heart. From the time I've met them, like looking back from day one. And I feel, Aries, like you're choosing the fire. You're wanting the fire. You've been telling yourself that, oh, well, the fire is trouble because then I have these karmic cycles, or then I have these passionate flings that don't go anywhere. Fire is bad. Fire is trouble. Focus on relationship. Commit to working out the problems. Yes, we want to focus on relationship and commit to working out the problems, but that doesn't mean we're turning our back and giving up entirely on this other aspect of ourselves, especially when you're a fire sign. Come on now. And so I feel like you're choosing fire, but you're realizing now, because you've been doing your work, you've been doing your healing, you have experience now, right? You're older than you were a year ago. You're a year older, a year wiser. And so you're realizing, you know what? The fire is not bad. It's how I go about it and what I communicate and how I connect with the person and how I pursue the relationship and how somebody is pursuing me. I know what to look out for. I know what the red flags are. But the fire isn't necessarily bad. It's how you use the fire, how you work with the fire, right? You don't just, light a fire and jump into it. That's not good. You get hurt. It's dangerous. It's not a good idea. But if you have the appropriate equipment and you're keeping an appropriate distance and you're using it in the appropriate way, it could be lovely. It could be wonderful. So I feel like some of you have been trying to tame yourselves for the sake of a healthy, committed, long-term relationship. But you don't have to tame yourself. And you can still have a healthy relationship. And it doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so much work. And I feel like this is what you're waking up to and this is what you're realizing. And the universe is trying to show you this with this new person that's coming in. And you're going to have to make a choice. Now, intuitively, those of you who are having to make this choice, you may deal with this other person trying to guilt you. Like, come on now, I've made all these changes for you. I've done all this work for you. Here's all the progress that I've made. I'm trying so hard, and I've done so much. And this is the thing. All that is wonderful, and all that is great. But at the end of the day, they need to be doing it regardless. And if they were only doing it for you, guess what? The second you fully reconcile, the second you say, okay, fine, all right, let's do this, let's move forward, let's take the next step, all of that is within a very short period of time gonna be gone. They're gonna be right back doing the old things again. If the only reason they're doing it for you, once it gets to the level that they want, they're gonna cool off. They're gonna get lazy. They're gonna start slacking off. And then you're like, oh, come on now, come on, chop, chop, right? We talked about this, and you're constantly having to hold this person accountable. And you're constantly having to tell them, come on now, you promised me you weren't going to do this. And you're going to have to constantly be nagging. That's not hot. That's not passionate. That's not a turn on. It's not an aphrodisiac. Not by any means. And then you're really giving up passion for the relationship. So think about this. Think about this, my dears. The next card that's coming up here for you all, ooh, is the Devil. Some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. Maybe you're getting involved with a Capricorn. If you have Capricorn placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. But those of you who are trying to work things out with this person that I'm talking about, there's something karmic here. There's something karmic here, and this person's going to try really hard to hold on to you. And when they see that you're done and you're walking away, the Devil card to me tells me they're going to get really nasty. They're going to throw in some low blows. They're going to say some really hurtful things. They're going to try every angle. They're going to try to get you to feel sorry for them. If that doesn't work, they're going to try to make you feel guilty. If that doesn't work, they'll try to seduce you. And if that doesn't work, ooh, the rage and the anger. They're going to tear you down. They're going to make you feel so bad that like nobody else is going to want you. Like narcissist level stuff here. But I feel, Aries, like a lot of you have done your work to the point and to the extent that you know now that this isn't about you. This is about them and their issues. Whatever they're saying to you, whatever they're accusing you of, they're just projecting their garbage onto you. So I feel like you're strong enough that you're going to see through it and you're not going to fall for it. You're not going to get bullied or guilted back into the relationship. But I feel this is something very karmic. In fact, like this is what's happening here. They want to trap you. They want to make you feel like, you know, you're stuck. You're stuck. You have to be here. You need me. Typically when I see that, it's so funny how reversed this feels. Typically when I see the Eight of Swords, it's like you're scared to take steps forward. You're scared to live your life. You're scared to do what you want to do. And you say to yourself, well, I can't do it until, you know, the right friends or the right people come in. I can't do it alone, you know. And so like we sit in a little invisible cage waiting for someone to come and rescue us. I don't feel that vibe here for you, Aries. I feel like you've been doing your work, and this feels to me like the reverse. This feels to me like you're out there in the world and somebody's trying to, you know, lasso you and like rope you up and blindfold you and gaslight you and say, no, you have to stay here. You have to stay here. You're in danger without me. You need me. You have to stay here. And you're like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Yes, you do. You have to stay here. And so I feel it's the reverse. It's not you being scared to step out. Like you're stepping out and someone is trying to hold you in. Someone's trying to keep you in place. Sometimes also the Eight of Swords for me can, especially coming in with the Devil, you might need to be cautious because you could be dealing with a person who doesn't like your gender, whatever that may be, whatever that may be. Either way, I'm not gonna label here because I'm reading for everybody. This is a general reading. I'm not only reading for one gender. So whatever your gender is, they might not like your gender. They might have mommy issues, daddy issues, whatever it might be. And so they may be looking in this relationship where it's like they're going to guilt you or they're going to punish you because the parent of that gender, same gender as you, let them down or wasn't there for them. And so all the anger they have, they're taking it out on you. It's like you get to stand here and you get to take all of the punishment that I wish I could give that parent. And you don't need that, Aries. You're strong. You're a badass, right? And the only way an Aries would even be in a situation like this is if it was karmic, because it's the karmic relationships, it's the karmic situations where people get away with things with us that nobody else would, right? Nobody else would get away with that. But when there's that karmic past life connection, ooh, those people get away with, we let them get away with things we wouldn't let anybody else get away with. Not a single chance. But this is the thing. Help is here. Help is here. Your ancestors are stepping up. Your angels and guides are stepping up. And they're saying, Aries, there's options. There's something better here for you. Go in this direction. Now, as you're going through the door, there may be static. There may be drama. There may be interference. But I feel like you're ready, Aries. You're ready for something better. And you deserve it, and it's here. You might want to check out your other placements. Sometimes your other placements might resonate more than whatever this placement happens to be for you. Check out the weekly forecasts if you haven't already. The playlist for the love readings, playlist for weekly forecasts are in the description. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite. At the time of posting this video, I am having a sale. I don't know when you're going to see the video, so the sale might not be going on when you see it. But at the time of posting it, typically the 60-minute video readings are $150. I'm doing them for $111. 30-minute video readings are typically $65. I'm doing them for $44. And then I have other less expensive options available also. So there's like different price ranges. You can check it out and see what works for you. If there's anything you're interested, if you want to schedule a private reading, you can schedule through calendly.com/amethystangelite. Link in the description. I hope you all have a fabulous October. I hope that you'll check out the weekly forecasts and the card of the day that I do on the channel. But if not, have a fabulous month, and do come back and check out November love readings as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.